Yeah.
All right, let's do this shit.
All
I
right. So.
thought it was a banner episode.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was a.
Yeah. I thought it was. I thought the ending was specifically good. The ending was specifically
Nice.
good. So, I mean, there's not really a ton to talk about.
I mean, the
That's,
episode's called
that's the way to do it.
Rhaenyra the Cruel, and basically it starts with like guards that were sweeping through like the Red Keep. That was
Yes,
like
they're sweeping through the Red Keep to wake everybody up to find who killed Jaehaerys.
that's smart. That's
Yeah,
smart.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And it cuts to like I gotta keep saying, man, the guy who's playing Aegon is really good.
Fantastic.
He's fantastic.
Fantastic. Yes. Yes.
So if anybody's like listening right now who is worried about House of the Dragon spoilers, watch it after you watch the second episode of season 2.
Also, I'll be putting the clip up onto the second channel, so if you want to see it tomorrow, you can just watch it then.
Cool.
So, yeah.
So yeah, like I'm just gonna like run through this. I mean, we've been going for like 2 hours and 20 minutes, so there's not like a super amount to talk about this episode, other than just more and more political intrigue as it gets going, and how the people are gonna feel about certain things happening. So we start with like Aegon, right? And Aegon's like freaking out. He's destroying the model that Viserys made in season 1.
Yep.
And he said he declares war. We switch to Aegon, who's looking through his room, or Aemond looking through his room, and he notices that they stole the coins that he was using with Kristen Cole. Then we cut to a conversation between Otto and Alicent. And that's a pretty good conversation. And then what's interesting there is Alicent's like, I've sinned. I have to tell you something. And Otto's like, I don't care. He's like, I don't want to hear it.
Otto's just me, bro.
And then we get like, Aegon's like freaking the fuck out in the council meeting. Lara Strong now comes in. And like, Aegon just wants to go straight to war. And they're like, we don't even know that she did this.
Right, yeah.
And Larys is like, we're going to find the people who did this. And, Aegon's freaking out. He's like, we know who did this. Like, what the fuck?
Who's on Team Watermelon and who's on Team
Watermelon? Team Watermelon and fried chicken. And grape Kool-Aid.
Team.
Oh, come on. That was funny.
Team Hector.
Team Brock.
Team Brock. I'm on Team Black.
Or as Soul would say it from the Acolyte, Team Brack.
I can't speak for Roland, but I'm on Team Black.
Yeah, no, Team Black. Which then they decide that they need to have a public funeral for the boy.
Yep.
And Helena needs to go. And Helena doesn't want to go. And you can see as she's going through the city and they get stuck and all the people are like, Helena. She's like starting to lose her mind a little bit with Alicent.
Isn't there a scene where there's like a boy's lifeless body trembling on a cart or something?
Yeah.
That shit scarred me, bro.
And then it switches to Rhaenyra. And Rhaenyra's like, I didn't do this shit.
Right.
What the fuck? She's like, I wanted Aemond. And everybody's like, well, we can send things out. And I love in this scene how Daemon's just sitting there like, I don't know. Who did it? I don't know. Like, and even her own person, I think it's her hand. I don't know. No, it's not her hand. It's somebody like one of her constituents is like, yo, I'm just saying, mothers do crazy shit in their grief. And she's like, I would never order the decapitation of a child, let alone why would I do that to Helena?
Right.
Which is true. Like, Rhaenyra wouldn't do that. Doesn't matter, though, because that's what the realm's thinking. Now people in her own court think that she might have ordered it.
Yeah. But,
and we get
I mean,
really fucking great scene between her and Daemon where they're arguing.
Dude, we got to pause for a second. Matt Smith is just round of applause. He is an incredible actor.
Yeah,
Matt
no,
Smith
he's so good, dude.
Yeah, he is fantastic. He is fantastic.
Matt Smith is too damn good.
Yeah, and he was what got me, because I watched this show for the first time at Roland's house, and Damon was what got me into the show, because I was burned by the end of Game of Thrones, and I didn't want to give this show a chance. But like, Roland's like, bro, once you see Damon, you will, like the show. And I was like, I don't know. I see Damon and I'm hooked.
And like, they're arguing, and he's like, he's like, the reason that he goes, Rhaenyra, you're weak just the same reason that as your father.
Yep.
And Daemon basically tells her, like, he was a fool who sought greatness, but shrank from spilling the blood that he needed to. And I see you'll suffer the same fate. And Rhaenyra's only answer is, you struck down a child. And then she, much like her father, tells Daemon to leave.
Yep.
And he does. And he's going to Harrenhal. So we can assume.
I mean, that's probably where he's going, right?
Yeah, you assume he's going to go to Harrenhal. And he's going to try and get the people in Harrenhal to join with her, because Harrenhal is a stronghold that's required.
Do you get the sense that he's going to turn on Team Black eventually?
I get the sense... I mean, I don't know if he'll turn. I just get the sense that he cares more about himself and Team Black than anything else.
Yeah.
Whether or not Rhaenyra is still the queen, I don't
think he cares about that. I don't think he cares about that.
He does and he doesn't. Like, I do think he loves her. But I think he also thinks she's a fool. And then, yeah, he leaves on Caraxes. Such a fucking cool dragon. And you get this, like, scene where Helena's coming up the stairs after the funeral and Aegon's coming down. Even though they're husband and wife, they just look at each other. But you know that they both have that same feeling.
Mm-hmm.
They don't say nothing. And then we cut to Allison, who tells her person to leave. She's talking to Kristen Cole. He comes in. No, he doesn't come in yet. This is before. And then he goes to talk to Arik. Sir Arik, the brother of Eric, which is what they named his son, Eric. And Eric. So Kristen Cole is the biggest fucking hypocrite, because he should have been there. He should have been there.
I knew you weren't gonna like him.
No one likes him right now. He's a villain, dude. He's like a piece of shit character at this point, which sucks because the actor's actually getting death threats because of his character.
Are you serious?
I'm dead ass. People are so stupid. They're like, "Fuck you, guy," and he's like, "What?
It's not real. It's not real.
Like, you're such a piece of shit." And he's like, "What?" I think he actually deleted it or like suspended his own accounts or something.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, he can't even post a picture with his family, like having a good time, without people being like, "Fuck you." Like,
It's not funny, but it's funny. Like it's
so Christian Cole tells Eric, "If you don't go there and kill the queen," he's like, "I'll die. Like it'll be a death sentence."
yeah.
Christian Cole's like, "I don't care. You'll take the place of your brother. You'll go there and you'll kill the queen, or else I'll go talk to the king." Which honestly, if I was Eric, I would be like, "Yo, he's trying to fucking send me to go do some shit I'll obviously die doing."
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, you need to recover the honor of your traitorous brother, who's a thief and a traitor, by killing Rhaenyra. And if you die trying, you die trying. You'll still die a hero," type of shit.
Where's the media outrage fighting against the bigots for hating on him?
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. So Christian Cole's dumbass sends him, and then we get like a scene of Jacaerys talking to Bela, who they're betrothed, and they're both talking about how they miss Luke, and then it becomes a conversation about Harwin Strong, who was Jacaerys' actual father,
Right.
who Larys burnt him and Lionel to death in Harrenhal in season 1.
Right.
Larys killed his father and his brother to
Yeah, see, I forgot about that because it's been so long since I've watched season 1. So like I should probably go back and like rewatch season
yeah.
1 before I watch episode 3.
Yeah, Larys is wild. But then we switch to a pleasure house in the city where we now know that Aemon has mommy issues.
Yep, he was talking to a woman at a brothel. Yep.
Talking to an older woman at a brothel who is almost like his mother. Then we get a scene with Hugh the Smith, where Hugh the Smith is in his household with his wife and his very sick daughter, talking about the fact that, like, things are going really bad. We need the money. Like, the crown needs to start sending money, or else, we're gonna die. And she's like, yeah, and people are stealing food like crazy. Because I don't even know if this is actually chicken that they're eating. And honestly,
Yeah, there's gonna be some sort of a boiling point.
well, it's either, I mean, it's definitely not chicken that they're eating. It's like in the books they mention the fact that a bowl of brown is any type of meat. It's high, like very, very highly, like it's either rats or people.
Ew.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Ew.
Then we get that scene with Alan and his brother Adam, where they're talking about like, oh, you should be on Corliss's like Kingsguard, like you should be, or like you should be going with Lord Corliss.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a scene with Rhaenys, who's now back on Driftmark. She's laying in bed with her husband Corlys, and they're just talking about the fact that they don't know what Daemon's going to do, and how Viserys is dead. And they're like, "What side are we on? The right side?" But neither can allow her to command Daemon.
Right.
Nobody can allow her, because she can't. And we get that scene where Rhaenyra is, I don't know what book she's reading, but she's reading a
Yeah,
book.
what was that book?
I don't know. So I'd have to look that up. Somebody definitely knows. But Mystaria comes in and explains everything that her and Daemon just did, and how she only got Daemon inside the castle. And Rhaenyra's like, yeah, well, you're also the one that got us, like, who started the coup that got us kicked out of King's Landing and shit. And you're lucky I don't kill you.
Yeah.
And she goes, you could be an asset to my cause. Now, if I was Rhaenyra, I'd probably tell her, because she's still dangerous, man, even though she's so down and out. Like Mysaria, the White Worm, is still dangerous, and I guess she feels bad for it. But for me, I'd be like, listen, I'm gonna let you go. And then as soon as she got down to the boat, I thought that like you just have that knight slit her throat,
So you would actually like
kill
Godfather
Mysaria.
her?
I wouldn't let Mysaria leave.
I'm saying you would like, Godfather her, because like at the end of like Godfather 2, um Fredo betrays Michael, and then Michael acts like he's going to let him go, but then like Fredo's going to go fish, and then he has someone shoot him. I'm saying that you would have her like, Godfathered is like basically kind of
Yeah,
like,
probably.
yeah, yeah.
It's just to make sure she doesn't come back to bite you later.
I hate
Or,
I hate the White Worm. I hate her so much.
yeah, she's annoying as shit. And then we get that little scene of Adam who's like picking up crabs on the beach, and a dragon flies over. I think that dragon is Sea Smoke, which was Laenor's dragon from season 1. Because we haven't seen anything happen to Sea Smoke. We just know that Laenor faked his death.
That's true.
Now
That's
Sea
true.
Smoke is nowhere to be found. So I think that's Sea Smoke. And then we cut back to people walking through the city in the Red Keep. And all around the Red Keep are people being hung and families crying under them. Because Aegon had every single rat catcher killed. Because if it's going to be one rat... Oh, this is after the scene where Aegon beat the shit out of Blood. Where Lara Strong got the information from Blood because they captured Blood after he killed the boy. They captured him fleeing with the head in a bag. So they kill Blood. They beat the they get the information from him that it was a rat catcher, but he doesn't know his name, and then they kill him. But Aegon beats him to death with like a hammer or something. And so their next option, well, Aegon's next option, instead of just looking for the right rat catcher, is I'm gonna kill them all.
Yeah.
Which now the people of the city are probably like, yo, like, and that's when Otto comes in, and Otto's like scolding the like Otto's like so cool, calm, and collected most of the time, but he walks in on Kristen Cole and Aegon, and he's like, what the fuck? You know, like he's like, bro, now you have upset families across the fucking city because you've not just found the right one and killed him, which we would have done. Your message that you sent is not the right message to send.
Mm-hmm.
You have killed fathers, sons, brothers, like, and cousins. You have upset the families of every single one of these rat catchers, and that's going to cause dissent towards you. People aren't going to like you.
And then Otto gets fired.
Yeah, because Otto's speaking his mind, and he's like, Kristen Cole has acted, and Otto's like, what the fuck did Kristen Cole do? And by killing all the rat catchers. Or no, that's from him sending Arik. And Aegon, because of what Lara Strong said to him in episode 1 of, yeah, somehow Otto has managed to be the hand of the king for 3 kings, including you.
Yep.
Or three kings before you, or whatever. No, yeah, 3 kings, including you.
Yeah, because he was also the right hand of Viserys as well.
Viserys and Jaehaerys before Viserys.
Yep.
And he's like, you are diminishing us in the eyes of our enemy. And then Aegon's like, fuck dignity, I want revenge. Take off your thing. Oh no, first he says, Viserys made me king. And he goes, no, he fucking didn't. Alicent misunderstood what he was saying. He never made you king, Aegon. He goes, I made you king. Otto.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know,
Wasn't
What happens is they continue to argue a little bit.
correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Viserys say that he wanted Rhaenyra to have his throne?
Yeah,
That's what
she's
he
the
was saying.
heir. And when he's dying, he's saying the prince that was promised.
Yes.
But he's talking about the Song of Ice and Fire.
Yes.
He's not talking about Aegon. She thinks he's talking about Aegon. He's talking about OG Aegon. Aegon the Conqueror Aegon.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So Otto gets fired. So Otto again loses his hand, just like he did, not his actual hand, but the hand of the king. He loses that status, just like he did in season 1, but then ended up returning to Viserys.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing's happening here.
So he'll be back.
He said he's gonna return to Old Town. And then we get the scene where Rhaenyra lets Mysaria go. Mysaria is walking down to the boat, and she's let go by Eric. And as she's walking down, she passes Arik. So that's the one thing that Arik had to look out for, was if anybody saw his brother a second ago in a different location, and then he got spied by someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So Mysaria sees it, and she's like, that's fucking weird. Then we get this really cool sequence where Arik is trying to get through to Rhaenyra. He locks the door to her bedroom after finding where she is, tells the guard out front that he'll take over for the night. He walks in, unsheathes his sword. He's about to kill Rhaenyra, and then Eric bursts in. And Eric's like, brother! And then the two twins start fighting. And what happens is Eric actually ends up killing Arik in the fight, which is pretty brutal. And one night, I forget his name, he comes in and he's like, which is which? Which is which? And it's already kind of too late because Eric already kills Arik, the one who was sent there by Kristen Cole. And then when he stands up, he quite literally falls on his sword and says, I'm sorry, Your Grace, and kills himself for killing his own brother. Which I thought was a really, really, really good sequence.
Yeah, that was that death was just brutal too.
That fight was brutal.
Yeah, it was.
And it's supposed to be a foreshadowing of how this war is going to go. With family killing family.
Well, no one's safe. No one's safe.
No. So, well, except for Rhaenyra right now. And Otto then has a conversation with Alicent about how she needs to control her children. She's losing control.
Yep.
Otto says there's still one more that I can trust. One more son that you have that's in Hightower. And I think that's what, Desmond? Darren. Prince Darren.
Darren's the youngest out of all of the children that Viserys and
that Viserys
had. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then Otto says we will prevail and bring forth peace. I still believe it. And then as long as you and I hold fast. And then the scene, like, Otto leaves. Alicent goes back to her room where Kristen Cole is waiting, half naked. And she starts smacking the shit out of him. He's not doing anything. And she smacks him again. And he holds her up against the wall. And then they start banging. And then that's the end of the episode.
What a fun episode.
Yeah, it was a good episode. I mean,
yeah.
Not like a ton to talk about, like, other than...
There wasn't a whole lot of action, but, like...
There didn't need to be.
No. Again, though,
Next
the
episode,
Acolyte got showed up.
What? Oh yeah, the Acolyte gets showed up every week.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Imagine what happens when you have competent writing and like.
I'm definitely hyped up for Sunday because you could tell things are heating up. Like,
I don't think everyone's going to die in episode 3. I think it's gonna happen in like episode 5. I think like a lot of people are like gonna die in that episode.
Dude, I feel like a lot of these people are gonna make it through the season.
Well, in the book, how long does the war last for?
I don't know.
Because
I really couldn't tell you.
Because season 3 is confirmed, isn't it?
Season 3 is filming.
Okay, so then maybe these characters won't all die then?
I'm pretty sure that's what Sundowner's and Caleb King's advisors said. I'm pretty sure they both said that season 3 is filming or it's being worked on right now or something like that.
Yeah. Yep.